Welcome to Insectech's Ethical Hacking course videos, module Metasploit. In this video, we look at Introduction to Metasploit framework, keywords that we must know before using Metasploit framework, and importance of Metasploit framework, and a brief look into Metasploit payload, exploiting vulnerable targets, and core command usage. Let us first understand the buzzwords in the world of Metasploit. The first one is vulnerability. Vulnerability is the weakness existing in a system which could be compromised. This is the actual loophole that we exploit. And the next one is exploit. Exploit is a piece of code which works on the vulnerability existing in the target system. And the next one is payload. Once after exploiting the existing vulnerabilities in the target system, this particular payload allows an attacker to gain access to the remote system. And this is the actual code that lets an attacker to gain access. Now let us understand what is this Metasploit framework. Metasploit framework is a framework for security professionals. This is the buzzing word in security community. It is widely used for penetration testing, and it is a very best tool for testing and exploiting vulnerabilities, and we can even develop exploits using this Metasploit framework. Now the biggest question is why to opt this Metasploit. This is because this is a widely accepted tool for testing vulnerabilities. It makes complex tasks more easy. We'll see a couple of demonstrations using Metasploit, then we'll come to know why this statement is true. And it possesses rich set of modules organized in a systematic manner. It has very regular updates, and it contains 1000+ exploits, 200+ payloads, 500+ auxiliary modules such as encoders, etc. And the next one is Metasploit. In the very first slide of this particular video, we have seen vulnerability, exploit, and payload, and this Metasploit is a default go-to payload for Windows. It provides enhanced command shell for the attacker. It consists of default set of core commands. If we use Metasploit payload, we can do a lot of tasks against the system that we compromised. We'll see. We have a demonstration using this Metasploit payload. We'll see how to use it, and we'll see how to use the commands to access the remote system. And this Metasploit can be extended at runtime by shipping DLLs on the victim's machine. Now let us try to understand how this Metasploit works. It has 3 different stages. In the first stage, it sends exploit plus stage 1 payload. In the second stage, it sends DLL injection payload, and finally Metasploit DLL starts communication. And this is a sample scenario of how one can hack into a remote system using this Metasploit. Here, this is a scenario. We have a test lab. Backtrack is the attacker's machine we have, which is the IP address 192.168.56.101, and we have the target machine Windows XP, which is Service Pack 2, and its IP address is 192.168.56.102. And we'll try to attack from this backtrack machine. it sends a combination of payload and exploit using Metasploit, and ultimately the Windows XP system will be hacked. Now let us try to attack the remote Windows XP operating system using Metasploit, and this is the vulnerability we are going to use, which is actually existing in Windows XP Service Pack 2. This is Microsoft Server Service related path stack corruption, and this is the step-by-step process of how we are going to attack the machine. First we will launch Metasploit using MSF console, and we will write the command use this particular exploit, which is net API, and we will set a Metasploit payload, and we will set the required options, and finally we will exploit. Now let's have a quick demonstration of how we can do that. To just to give a real attack scenario, let us say this is my system, which is connected in a LAN, and I have the IP address 192.168.56.101, and this is going to be the attacker's machine. And now I don't know anything about the remote systems. I don't know what are the remote systems that are existing within the LAN, and I just want to scan the entire LAN, entire subnet 56.11, and let us wait for the live hosts within this particular LAN. Nmap has started scanning. And it is taking time. Great, it scanned one system which is 192.168.56.100, and this is the MAC address of the system, and we got one more system. This is our system, which is the attacker's machine, and we got one more system which is 192.168.56.103, and you can see it has telnet service, it has NetBIOS, SSN, and Microsoft. Seems it is the Windows machine. Now let us try to find out the service and type of operating system running on the IP address we got, operating system version and all. 192.168.56.103 is the IP address we got, and great, we got it is using Windows XP operating system, and the operating system details are Microsoft Windows XP Service Pack 2 or Service Pack 3 or Windows Server 2003. Now what an attacker will do is, since it is using Windows XP Service Pack 2, now he will just launch his Metasploit MSF console. Now let us just go to the victim's machine and see whether it is having the same IP address or not. I'm just typing ipconfig. You can see it is having 192.168.56.103, and this is the victim's machine. Now let's go back to our attacker's machine. I'm just launching Metasploit that is already installed in Backtrack by typing the command msf console. It is taking some time because it has a lot of exploits, payloads, and auxiliaries. Yes, we got it. And now our job is to find out the corresponding exploits existing for Windows XP Service Pack 2, and we're gonna use Net API vulnerability, and let us search for Net API vulnerability exploit. So just type search Net API. It will give all the existing exploits associated with the term Net API. Great, we got 4 exploits. The first one is good, second one is great, the third one is manual, and the last one is also great. So let us use the fourth one, which is Windows SMB MS08067 Net API. Just type the command use and paste your exploit and press enter, and the exploit has been loaded. Now let us look at the options associated with this particular exploit. We need to set up the R host, remote host. So just use the command set R host and the IP address of the remote system that we are going to attack, 192.168.56.103, and just press enter. Now we need to set up a payload. If you don't know what are the payloads that are associated with this particular exploit, just type the command show payloads. It will list out all the existing available payloads, and I'm just going to use the Metasploit payload for this time. And let us great Windows Metasploit reverse TCP, and rather than using reverse TCP for this particular demonstration, let us use bind TCP. I'm just copying it, go down, and in the next demonstration let's try to use this reverse TCP. Just go down and set payload is the command to set the payload, and paste the command we have, the payload we have copied, which is Windows Metasploit bind TCP. I'm just pressing enter, and now we need to set up the options associated with this payload. And if you see, already the R host has been set. Now we have found an exploit for the existing vulnerability, and we have set up a payload, and the last step is to type the command exploit. Great, we can see it is automatically detecting the target, and fingerprint Microsoft Windows XP Service Pack 2, and it is sending the stays to this particular IP address, and finally Metasploit session 1 opened. Great, we got access to the remote system. Now let us see what are the processes that are executing on the remote system. We can clearly see these are the processes that are running on the remote system. We can clearly see it is running cmd.exe, and the process number of cmd.exe is 1964, and we can even see our own process ID. Our current process ID is 1300. And let us now try to get a shell on the remote system, which is the command prompt, and let us see what are the directories we have in system32 directory, what are the files and directories we have in system32, and let us check whether we find any interesting files. Alright, we got a very interesting one. Something is there with secret.txt. Great. Let us try to see what's there in that. Let's use the command more secret.txt. Great, it is showing more secret.txt. This is a secret file, please don't read it. Oh, okay, we don't read it. We'll edit it. We'll just use the command edit secret.txt. Let us do the same here using Metasploit rather than on command prompt. Let us do the same here at Metasploit. Edit C Windows. This is a Metasploit command. We cannot do that over there. Windows system32, and the file name is secret.txt. Great, it has been opened in an editor. So let us edit the file. This is a secret file. All right. Now let us go back and save, and now if you read the contents of the same file using this more command secret.txt. Great, this is not at all a secret file, please read it. Great, we have modified the contents of the file which is actually there on the remote system using Metasploit shell. To make it more clear, I'll just open my system32 over here. See Windows system32, and this is where the file is actually existing, which is secret.txt. you can see there, and this is the content. This is the contents of the file right now. Let us try to do the same operation over there. Let us edit the file and let us remove these smileys and let us add some special smileys. And I'm saving the file right now, and if you go back to the victim's machine and if you reopen it, great, the file is again modified. So this is how we can completely access the remote system using Metasploit payload. Even we have a lot of options within Metasploit. We can simply type the command help and we can see what are the things that we can do on the remote system over here. We can take the screenshots using the command screenshot. You can even dump the entire keystrokes which are actually being typed on the remote system using the commands keyscan_start, keyscan_stop, keyscan_dump, and many more. We can even shut down the system remotely. We can even reboot the system remotely. We can even kill the processes. Let us try to kill one process which is actually running on the remote system. First cmd.exe is running in with the process number 1964. Kill 1964, and if you go back, there is no command prompt. It has been closed. So this is how we can completely remotely access a remote system using Metasploit Metasploit. That's all with this video. Thank you.